Buddy, what are you doing? Taking a nap? Sure. Well, we got stuff we can do. You just snooze on, and we'll go do that right after this. All right, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man, and today we are going to work on 1550 rim, I think. But before we do that, I'm going to show you some stuff I got from a swap meet a while ago. So I went to a swap meet at the local fairgrounds, which I forgot was going on. And if I can find here without showing you all the crap in my pickup, doesn't matter. First thing I found was this feller. A hydroelectric cylinder, $25. I could not pass up a deal like that. So that will be for future projects. Then I saw this thing, power takeoff shield, 4-digit variety, $5 bill. Absolutely nice paint. I think this will probably go on the 1550 because I don't think it had one. So we may carry that down there with us and make that happen. But anyway, yeah, you can't complain for $5. So we will go down there if I can get myself together there. And I've dug out a rim I think I can cut a patch out of, and we will make that happen. However, getting it off of there is not turning out to be a simple task, and I'll show you that in a second. All right, that tractor does not have the shield, so that's good. We can put that on there. That makes that more better. Now, last time in the video I get comments, oh, that rim is too far gone to save. Horse feathers, my friends. I have saved much worse rims than this. I have made one rim out of 2 rims and done Z cuts and stuff to get the best parts of both. This can be done. This ain't nothing. So, especially easy since the front face is still solid, that I got something I can weld to a little bit, and I don't have to disrupt this. And then I can just lay the patch in here, weld from both sides, and be done. I'll cut the patch, and then you cut the hole to fit the patch. Don't cut a patch and try to fit a hole. That doesn't work. Cut your patch and then make your other spot fit whatever you've got going. But I got to get this off of here, like I said, because I don't want to weld next to a barn. Plus, I don't have an electric down here, and I'd have to run the generator and all that, and that's too much hassle. Not going to do it. Flammable wooden barn. Not happening. I took all the bolts out. Got the wheel weight. It came right off, believe it or not. I thought I'll put the impact on and see, and it spun those right off. No problem. Took the bolts out. No problem. Rim won't come off. Absolutely rusted to the hub. So what to do? I start smacking on it and different things, but I don't want to bend the back edge of it, hammering on it, you know. So what do? Well, here's what I'm going to do, because I noticed something else. See how that is there? See how that is there? I am going to slide that other wheel in to match this one, because I like the way that profile is better of the tractor. I'm not cultivating or anything. I don't even know. I have never measured to see what it's actually set up on. But in order to do that, I have to move the hub anyway. So I'm going to slide the hub off, lay the thing down on the ground, take a few licks of the sledgehammer. That'll probably knock the hub out of the center. Then I can put the hub back on, set it like the other one. We fix the rim, go on with our lives. Happy days. Whilst I have that off, I may as well go ahead and replace that axle seal. I don't know that I have one because this is smaller diameter axles. So I'll probably have to call and order, and that's going to hold up our progress, but that's okay. I mean, we've got days worth of work on this rim. I mean, we're going to weld one day and probably clean it up, paint it. It'll have to sit for a day, then mount the tire up and all that. So we're not in any hurry, I guess, at this point, is what I'm saying. We'll just have to live with it. But our first order of business is going to be to get those bolts loose in the hub, and then try to drive them down to loosen it, drive this off, then do the rim, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we're going to get started on here in a minute. I've got something else I got to do right quick, and then I'll come back, and for you it'll be just like this. All right, I forgot a hammer of all things. Brought all kinds of sockets and stuff, and it ended up it's 1 1/8 inches. Okay, what's the chances this is gonna come off of here? What's the chances you can see too? Wow. Let's start with that. Come on. Too much. We want flush so that when we drive it down. Okay, sure. Come on. Too much. Whatever. Get on there. That on there? Almost. Jeez. Well, I'm shocked, friends, to say the least, to start with. I'm gonna turn it so I can reach it easier. Why should I? I don't care about you, I care about me. Come on. Good? Sure? Now that's one. Okay, well, that's half the battle. The next half of the battle is going to be trying to drive those out of there. Let's just give them a little bit of a chance to maybe get down in there. I doubt it. I'm really shocked though. I don't know that I've ever had any come loose that simple. They're supposed to, but I just have never had that happen. So if all is right with the world, and we lived a good clean life, which probably excludes me, we could tap those down, and then it should be loose enough that we could just walk this right off the end of the axle. See, but you think that's gonna happen? I'm doubting it, because things just don't go that way. But we'll see. This has been a puzzle so far. I'll go grab a hammer, take back some of these tools I didn't need, maybe. And then I need to grab a regular hammer for that, and then grab the sledgehammer for when we get this off. We can hammer that hub out of there, hopefully with like one good lick with it. Then we'll be in business. Well, of course, doing what I didn't want, then it comes off. So that's one part of the battle. But now we're locked into this. We might as well continue with our idea of evening up the wheels, and then you know what I'm saying, change the axle seal whilst we're here. Yeah, that's fine. Now that we've hammered it up, sure, those are super loose. They'll tighten up good, those two. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, I've never had any go this easy for me in life. I'm sure they did back in the days whenever guys were moving them in and out all the time. But, yeah. Oh yeah, those will go. Uh-huh. Sure enough. All right. All right, well, that's loose. Yep, it'll move off of there. So I'll order a seal. We can go ahead and do that while we're in there. But at least we got this off of there. I mean, I just took a few licks with that sledgehammer, like right on this high place. That seemed to be the strongest, I thought, and then went to the other side and gave it a few licks and it popped right off. So in life, sometimes you just need a bigger hammer. You'll be fine. So we'll get that replaced in another video, but our main focus now is this rim. We gotta get this fixed before we can do much of anything else. And we gotta get this rust knocked off of there. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, I'm telling you. A little angle grinding action, but that is simple compared to fighting and you know, not getting anywhere. So we can get this off and rolled up. I'll see about getting like a tractor to help me instead of my hand. It seems silly when I got all these tractors around here. I need to put a hay bale out, so maybe if I roll this out where I can get to it with the hay spear, I can just spear it right through the center hole, carry it up there when I'm done with my hay moving business. Okay, so I got my rim up here, and I got my rim for patching to take the pieces out of. You see, it ain't much left, but doesn't matter, because that's why you keep these around, because you can always saw out a piece of metal that you might need that's already bent to the right shape. That's what I'm gonna do. This is actually the remnants of the rim that was on my 77 when I bought it all those years ago as a kid, and I've pretty well got the good out of it. I cut a big chunk out of it to patch one on something else, and you know, we patched it crudely when I was a child just so we could use it. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. We're gonna cut out a chunk, and I'll probably cut it out from right around here. That's about the best of what I got. Why, you ask? Well, because this is a 38-inch rim, and it should be very, very similar. So that's what we're going to do. I don't need the front ledge, so all I need is a chunk from here to cover that hole. So I will get to work on that. The battery's gonna hold on. I think my battery's going dead. It's gonna be more than one battery, or more than one half dead battery's job. Should have probably used the electric one. But then I'd have to get another blade to put on, and this is still the one that came from a viewer way back when. So we're gonna roll with it. All right, I had to wait for batteries to charge up, but I got me a piece. Actually, this is the second piece. I wasn't happy with the first one I got, so I think there's a couple more patches left in this old rim. I don't think I'll throw it away just yet. You know, I mean, look at it. It's real good. So we'll keep that definitely. And we need to clean up our patch now, so that we can figure out where we're going here. Yeah, because it's got tails and stuff on the edge. So I need to grind on this a little bit, and then I can do my final decision of where this is going to exactly go, and then we'll go from there. I would probably help if I, instead of filming over here, was pointed at the thing I was talking about, but by now you should know that I am not a very good cameraman. So yeah, let me get the grinder and clean up on this piece, and then we'll get going. Okay, so people say, how do you patch a rim? Well, I ain't no expert, but this is the way I've done it for years. Cut yourself a patch that's big enough to cover whatever sins your rim has accumulated. Figure out where the best position is, and then you're going to trace that piece to the best of your ability. I am not going to, well, I'll explain that in a minute. So we know that the patches in this neighborhood here probably would be good to use like a paint pen or something you could see if you don't see very good, if you're hard of seeing, I guess that's what I'm saying. So basically, I'm going to cut out from up here somewhere, follow this line, and then I'll probably stop on this side of this bevel so I have a little overlap. And the same here. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. I'm going to give it a little shelf to sit on, because as you see where it wants to lay, it's not all the way out. It's like under there a little bit. So yeah, I'll probably cut it. Well, it's kind of not very good, is it? We'll figure it out. We'll get rid of some of the jagged edgedness, but we got more cutting to do is what I'm saying. We're going to make the hole fit the patch. You don't make a patch to fit the hole, and that's how we're going to do it. All right, well, once again, I'm going to get called away and not be able to finish this, but we got this where that'll lay there, and then I think we can finesse it down in there where it's going to meet up with everything the way it's supposed to. So that's what we wanted. We wanted it to be able to kind of blend it together a little bit, so it's not quite, I could grind on that a little bit more, but it will go. And then what we'll do is we'll just hammer this down in this groove, heat that up with a torch, and weld it. And then when we're done, we're going to make it smooth, whether you use JB Weld or body filler or something. I always put some around the edges or whatever to make sure that it's a smooth transition. So anyway, I'll get to work on that and bring you back when I got that part of the way in process. All right, my first round of welding is done, getting it staked in there like I wanted. Now we're going to use the torch and heat it up and conform it to the way I want it to be down in there, so that it's not really proud of anything inside here, but it's still got support on both ends. And you can do it any way you want. That's the way I do it, and it seems to work. Also, I guess I should note that your first priority is making the inside smooth, and then we worry about the appearance on the outside. Sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice outside appearance for inside smoothness. That's just the way it goes. So we will get to work on this and see how it comes out. Like I've said before, don't take my advice. I'm an idiot. Get my different hammers. Whenever I do that. All right, we'll need to weld on it now. I'll probably let it cool a little bit, but it's pretty well formed where I can join it together and it's not going to have a huge hump up anywhere. And that's what we want. We don't want a big something that the tire is going to be, you know, rubbing on a high spot. But I'm happy with that. That should be what we want when we're done. And then we will, like I said, we'll grind her smooth, JB weld, whatever it takes. And then the last thing we'll do is punch our new hole in it. Of course, we'll go through on the outside and then make it pretty too before we're done, or as pretty as we can. But it's coming along, and that's what we want. So we'll roll it over here out of the way. All right, I went ahead and welded all the way around it. And I got that done, and I started on the inside, if you want to say, or the show side. However, I am over it, so I'm going to walk away. I'll finish it tomorrow. I need to grind it off and then check and make sure that it's good all the way around. I might have to touch up some spots and weld again or whatever to make sure it's full. And then when I got both sides ground good, then we'll worry about making a place for a valve stem hole. And then after that takes place, we can clean it all up and paint it. So this is a multi-day process if you do it yourself. But this is how I have been doing it for years, and it seems to work. You know, different types of rust out places take different types of patches. This was a pretty bad one, so I cut a patch out of another rim. Sometimes you can get by with just cutting a flat piece of steel and forming it. You know, sometimes you can just weld a washer on like we did to that 1365 rim. But at any rate, this is going to be much better than what we had. It's just going to take time. So I think I'm going to call this video here, and we will pick it up again some other time. But as always, if you like the videos, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment. You can say whatever you want. Doesn't hurt my feelings. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.